Gents, JJK players, all of that good stuff. Looky what is here. Unsurprisingly, Phase 3 out before February, which makes sense. This is like a month-long thing. How long? When did the banners end? Double check this. Banners end in 17 days, so like 3 weeks-ish, you know. But what does this mean for us? Well, it means Toji's coming out. Well, today, actually, but it's been announced for tomorrow. It'll be today as of the uploading of this. Dates are weird. So, the only thing in this banner is Toji. And is Toji good? The answer is yes. There's a few packs if you want to buy them, but I would suggest not. No real need for it. There is a login bonus. I haven't actually looked at these yet. Perfect. There's the 10 tickets. I wasn't sure whether it was via login or if it was missions or whatnot, but nope. Tickets. And then 300 cubes. And then just a bunch of recollection bits and training bits and beacons. You know, standard low-level mats that don't really mean much, but is okay. I would have liked there to be a few more AP packs, but, you know, this'll do. Plus the codes that have been handed out on Twitter and all of that sort of thing. That's quite good. So, what is the eminent question? The eminent question is, should you summon? And, well, it's a bit of a complicated question. We're going to have a look at Toji in a second. But there's two characters that we already have that you can kind of compare him to. One is this red Yuji and the other is this red Yuta in terms of characters that are red, because Toji is red. Yuji is a comparison simply because he is a red DPS, although he does have some slight support capabilities that I think are a little bit slept on, if I'm being honest, and be quite good for crit and break. And Yuta is an attacker, yes, but he's also a support via this, which is when if an ally has 60% less health, he does the reverse curse, heals everyone, well, heals people except himself and all that sort of stuff. Plus he's also got this, which is a crit resist debuff to all enemies for 2 turns. So he certainly has some merit, but let's look at Toji. So I've got his skills and everything all maxed out, but we'll have a look at these. So he is completely physical. He's all taijutsu, which makes sense. Got a relatively easy ult to farm, which is quite relevant if I'm being honest. Like if you have a look at Yuta's ult, it's a little bit more. And it's a little bit harder to fill. He's unable to recover or consume cursed energy, which is actually a benefit in a lot of cases because there are some bosses that lower your cursed energy. And if you do end up getting dupes, he'll be in that class where he goes from 25 to 30% on the second dupe rather than 25 and then 25 plus 10 starting cursed energy. That's kind of relevant, right? But he is pure physical DPS. So, skill 1, just under 300% melee taijutsu, and decreases the selected enemy's critical hit resistance by 22%. Differs from Yuta's, because Yuta's skill 2 that does the crit resist debuff hits all enemies and is only 15%. But Toji's actually starts at just over 15. And as a basic, it does a decent amount of damage and makes it a bit easier if you're going just against one enemy. Skill 2 is also really, really strong. It's just big numbers. So as you can see, on level 10, 300% taijutsu melee. And then this is just under 500%. So this is going to hit really, really hard on selected enemy, and that's all its job is. Even here at level 1, 331. Level 5, 400%, so scales quite nicely. And it also nullifies any reduced damage received effects, which is really quite good because a lot of enemies will throw that up. Quite common with domains, enemies that have domains. So like the domain Gojo, Jogo and all that sort of stuff in the illusory battles. This will cancel their reduced damage received, which is great because they get 80% reduced damage received and it's really annoying. So they have to force the ult and all that sort of thing. This is also really, really strong. Okay, so Inverted Spear of Heaven. Increases his own break damage by 205% or 250. Removes attack nullification and 1 debuff, with the most recent buff being prioritized. And then deals 194% melee taijutsu. So it's actually his weakest attack overall, scaling from 130 to 105, where this scales 180 to just under 300. But increasing his own break damage by, what is this, 255% from 170 is actually kind of massive, because it means that you'll only really need to throw this out once, maybe twice, to get the break, and then you can go back to, hitting with one of these. And if you're also using him with this Yuji, or a lot of characters can stack up break, but this is a really good example. 51% crit rate to self, but 44.3% break damage to all allies 2 times 3 turns. So you can stack up the break really quite massively, right? So you stack that up twice, call it 100% if you got it maxed out. So you could theoretically be getting 355% to break, which again, I'd need to test, but it will probably do some serious break damage to enemies' break bars. And I'd like to also test it type disadvantage. I don't know how break damage works type disadvantage. And the ult, All Things I Can Handle, also does attack nullification and removes 1 buff, but this time from all enemies, and then does a 1600% ranged taijutsu nuke to all enemies. This is big damage because this is all he does. His stats are purely taijutsu. No cursed energy whatsoever, no jujutsu whatsoever. All his main stats are juicing this up. Plus, he's got the combo ult, which increases his own and the allies' combo ult taijutsu for 3 turns. So he's going to get a bit of bonus off of that if you're stacking him with another taijutsu user. And then he's even got some auto skills, right? So at the start of the battle, own taijutsu increased plus 50%, small HP regen, 15% damage reduction, 20% chance to dodge, grants guaranteed hit immunity to self, so domains he can still dodge when inside them, and cannot be targeted by some skills or statuses. I'm not entirely sure what they are, but I imagine it would be like cursed energy. And when he crits, he has a 50% chance to give himself a guaranteed hit status for the next skill. So, not super necessary, but if you're going against a Gojo or something, it's quite thematic. And then his last auto is I'm getting my edge back now. When he crits, he gets 15% taijutsu for 3 turns. And when he's already gotten that, when he crits, he gets 25%, which overrides this 15. So he'll never have more than 25% based off of this auto, but it will still be, he'll pretty much almost always have 15 or 20 first turn, basically is how that'll work. Plus, taijutsu damage plus %, that sort of thing. And I was mentioning how important it is that he's fully taijutsu, everything does taijutsu stuff, and he has a comparatively small ult gauge. And that's because the only really good recollection bit we have for him right now is Like-Minded Sisters. you've been around on the channel for a couple months now, you'll know how much of a fan I have on this. Sadly, it is split stats, but when an ultimate is activated, Jujutsu up to 85%, so that's a massive buff. But more to the point, when he crits, or when the holder crits, fill their own ultimate gauge by 200%. So you're going to be filling that gauge so fast. He's going to be ulting probably after 3 or 4 turns. Easy, without any like ult gauge generation recollection bit help from supports or anything like that. So the question is, right, is he better than Yuta? And is he better than this Itadori? Well, to be fair, Yuta's better than this Itadori. So is he better than Yuta? The answer is yes. But that's only as a pure DPS. If you already have Yuta, Yuta is good enough as a pure DPS. But Yuta also plays a slightly different role in that he can support as well. There's been a lot of different flaws in tower where I've gotten through simply from Yuta coming in from the back and healing everyone, or staying up front, healing everyone, and then doing big daddy damage with this ult. He'll be able to do similar things, Toji will. Toji will be able to do similar things, but he won't be able to heal or provide the support. And this being a crit resist debuff to all enemies, with a chance to instant death, but it's a crit resist debuff to all enemies, basically, is also super powerful. So if you have Yuta, you can safely skip Toji. If you don't have Toji, and you don't have, well, obviously you don't have, but if you don't have Yuta, feel free to go for Toji. If you've got the crystal, if you've got the gemmies, right? If you got the gems, absolutely. But be aware, there are lots of other good red options that'll be coming to standard, like this. Like this Nobara. She's not great, but you know. Hanami isn't a damage unit, but can hold the fort down in terms of damage reduction and all of that sort of stuff. Maki doesn't count. Like, I love her. She's one of my favorite characters in the manga specifically, but this Maki may as well not exist right now until she gets her buffs. But that's my opinion. What are you guys doing? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Next time I see you will be for summons. As you can see, with the tickets, with packs and all that sort of stuff, I got some stuff. We're going to pity, all that sort of good thing. Well, are we? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. I hope not. But I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace out. Enjoy.